My name is Jen Cushman. I am an empathic intuitive and I am an energy practitioner. I am also certified in neurolinguistic programming, mental emotional release, and hypnotherapy. So I didn't tell you guys, but I also have certifications in art therapy coaching, so life coaching kind of thing. So that's really fun. Anyway, anyway, okay. So what I want to talk to you today is really important. The theme of this week's Magic Monday is alignment. And last Magic Mondays, I was talking a little bit about the cosmic energies that were happening, as I do that every once in a while. It's not a very standard topic, but when things are really going on and it just feels like we are being influenced a little bit more than normal by the cosmic planetary energies, then I will go ahead and talk about it. Okay. And as you know, and what I said is that there's a woman who I received the energy. I trust her and her work. Her name's Elizabeth Peru, and she is out of Australia. And she writes something called the Tip Off, which she's been doing for, I don't know, 20 years, mostly for practitioners who are energy practitioners, healers, sound therapists, somatic therapists. I mean, anybody and everybody who is kind of in our higher consciousness community and are working and helping with others. And her information is very good. Okay. So I talked about that last week. Now, this week, one of the things that came up during last week is she was talking about this week, we have a really interesting planetary thing going on in that we have 6 planets that are all coming into alignment this week. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go back and read you anything. Really, this isn't coming from Elizabeth today. This is 100% coming from me and my team and a very long meditation that I did this morning. And the energy had been rolling for about Thursday now. And I was going ahead and thinking a lot about what I wanted to talk to you guys. So I went into a very long meditation, did extra ritual and work this morning to be able to talk to you about it. So one of the things that I really want to say, I've got some notes on it. The first thing I want to tell you is that I'm going to go a little bit deep today, you guys. So I want you to have an iced coffee, have a hot tea, have a glass of water, have anything that you want to have, but really kind of, go into what I call hakalau, which is focused attention, and really just sit back because we're going to make this a little bit deeper, and I'm going to kick it up a little bit of a notch. I have been purposely keeping the Magic Mondays a little bit on the lighter, brighter side recently of what's been coming up because there's been a lot of release work going on. This last full moon, the full moon that happened, the blue moon, the full moon that we had, that was a super moon that happened last Monday, was a doozy. So it was a doozy for a lot of people. And then following up immediately this week with 6 planetary alignments is really interesting of what's happening. So what I want to do is I'm going to go really big picture with you guys. And by going big picture, it often helps me when I'm down in the weeds, when I'm working on things, when I'm doing deep release work myself, which I did last week, not necessarily meaning to do deep release work, it just came up. And so one of the things with my training and what I do now, that when old systems, old stories, old negative emotions, old limiting beliefs, old limiting decisions come up, I handle them. I deal with them right as they come up because for many, many years I shoved them down and it didn't serve me. And now I have the tools for them to come up. So last week I had a doozy of a release, and I don't want to go into a lot of it. All I can say is it was ancient. It was really, it was of this lifetime, but it was ancient for me, and it was huge and it was massive, and a lot of things really broke loose, and it broke loose somatically for me. It started in my body, not in my brain, not in my mind, and started in my body, and I was able to move through it. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So let me explain really quick about what are the 6 planets that are in alignment this week. There is Neptune, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. Okay. So that means that alignment is the key theme and it is our focus for the entire week. So if any of you guys follow my Magic Mondays and you use it for your week ahead and you use this for what you're having, I would take and I would get a sticky note, I would get something and I would write alignment in all caps right now because it is going to be a big theme. And if you ignore it, that's what I'm telling you right now. That's what I got from my team today. If you ignore this, or you're not paying attention, or you're moving through life a little bit too fast this week, trust me, it's going to come around in the next super full moon because we have 4 super moons in a row. We had this one and we got 3 more coming up. So whatever release work that you didn't do in this last full moon, trust me, you got 3 more full moons ahead of you to make sure it happens. And so release work can be very uncomfortable in the moment. That's why a lot of people don't like to do it because, you know, we don't like to purposely choose to be uncomfortable. We would rather stuff it. We'd rather eat it. We'd rather scroll it. You know what I mean? Doom scrolling. We'd rather, you know, talk to a friend. We would rather do everything than just sit in the uncomfortableness of the uncomfortableness sometime. And you hear me say this a bunch, that the only way out is through. So I'm just giving you a heads up because I love you all. And I want you to really understand alignment in capital letters, because if you are avoiding it or resisting it, it's going to come back. It's going to bite you in the ass. And that's just what's going to happen. Okay. So now everybody's individual. Remember that anything I tell you, you take what resonates with you. You get rid of everything that doesn't resonate with you. And just understand that the information I share is what is coming in through my team of my guides and angels. And I'm sharing it with you guys because that's my work and my promise to you. Okay. So with those things being in alignment, here is the thing. So for everyone in the world, right? I don't care if you are the most engineering, scientific, don't believe in anything woo, don't believe in energy, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Our bodies are made up of water. We are 90% made up of water. The planets influence the water, right? The moon influences the water. Everything influences the water. And we are energetically influenced by the cosmos. That's just the way it is. Okay. So there's that. Now, in particular, HSPs, highly sensitive people, and empaths, we can be really sensitive to the planetary alignments, okay? Your physical body can be impacted by these significant planetary bodies, these movements of things happening. These 6 planets coming to alignment can significantly impact your physical body. And if you're not aware of it, you may not know why you're feeling off or emotional or angry or frustrated. You may just have these feelings and not know why you're having them. And so information is power, knowledge is power, and I'm here to empower you with some information, okay? Now, the reason why this happens is because your energy body, we all have a physical body and then we have energy bodies, and we actually have 7 layers of our energy body. Just like we have 7 chakras that run through our system as an energy system, that's our energy system, our root, our sacral, our solar plexus, our heart, our throat, our third eye, and our crown. Those are our chakras. We also have 7 layers of an energy body that radiate out from us, okay? There's an etheric body, there's an emotional body, a lower mental body, a higher mental body, a causal body, a soul body, and then an integrated spirit body, right? So that's really your crystalline structure or whatever you want to believe, but it's when you go out in your bodies. And so what happens is that these energetic bodies give rise to your physical body, and these bodies are constantly changing in vibration because everything is energy. They're constantly changing in vibration in response to the mental, emotional, and the spiritual stimulus, the stimuli that is brought on by the movement of the planets and the stars. Okay, so hopefully you guys thumbs up, hearts if you're following me. This is what's happening. Okay, so those movements of the planets and stars are affecting our chakras, our physical body, and all of our etheric body that is out there, our subtle body. Okay, now here's something I really want you guys to know, and I know we don't think about this, and I know many of you might have heard this, so this may be a reminder for you. But I want you to remember that human beings, we are actually made up of stardust, right? So, you've seen that saying that says we are all made of stars. We are made of stardust. The elements, you know what I mean? The carbon, all of I'd have to look it up, but all of the elements, all of the minerals, all of those things that were present 7 billion years ago when the universe was created, when the solar system and the stars were created in the Big Bang, right? All of those elements were in the stars. And then eventually all of those elements became every living thing, the foundation of all living things. So the truth of the matter, and science has gone ahead and said this is true, that, that we are all made of stars. And so if we are all made of stars, then it makes perfect sense that this planetary activity that is in the form of solar flares or retrogrades or full moons, new moons, eclipses, all of those things that are going on, solstices, that they serve to elevate and change our energy particles. Energy is always moving. It cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only change shape, right? That's Einstein's law of relativity. So when you have that, you have to understand that we are in a constantly moving state of energy, and the stars and the planets are affecting us. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to tell you, and that's really what's happening. So, that's what's going on there. So as we morph and change on an energetic level, our physical body follows suit. Okay, so that is really what I want to let you know. Okay, science has really explained how the world was created. And since ancient times, various religions, all ancient religions, right? All Aboriginal, native wisdom teachings have explained, what that we, explained energy. All of these wisdom systems have basically said that there is one source, there is a source, there's a creator, there's divine energy. And so that source energy we come with a divine blueprint from source energy. And our unique divine blueprint is our unique life purpose, and it radiates outward from our body. Okay. Now I wrote these down in notes, and the reason why I want you to understand this is because if you were to take who you are, and you were to just take it and you blow it up to the biggest in the cosmic level, you are made of stardust. You are a divine spark of the creator, and you are here in human form to live your human life and your human purpose, right? That's really as simple as it gets, that's as complicated as it gets and as simple as it gets. And so when I get in my stuff, right, like I did last week, releasing a lot of stuff because of the planetary movements of the super full moon that was going on, I was so in the weeds of my own stuff that I wasn't really aware of my divine nature. Okay. When I'm in the middle of my stuff, when I'm being triggered, when things are happening, I am 100% in my human form, and I'm not aware of my divine nature. Now, when I can bring awareness to myself, when I can stop for a moment and just be like, oh, I am feeling cruddy, like I'm feeling tired, I'm having low energy right now, I'm having a headache, my stomach hurts, like what is going on? And I can start clicking through the list of things that affect me. I start with the physical level. Sometimes I'll start with like, well, what did I eat today? What did I drink today? Did I have enough water? Did I get enough sleep? You know, a lot of the physical things. And if I start clicking off, oh, I had enough sleep, I had enough water, then I can start going, oh, awareness. What is happening in the planets? What is happening cosmically? Because I am an empath. So, as an empath, it means that I'm both dealing with my stuff and I'm dealing with the stuff of people's around me. And I'm also being in tune with the cosmic forces at play. So, if you think about it, that's a lot going on, right? That can be a whole lot going on. And so, one of the things that can happen that's been really great about this work is once you can start going macro on things, then what happens is you can have awareness. And with awareness, you can be in the middle of things that are happening and going on. And you can also take a piece of you and you can pull yourself out. You can disassociate from you. You can pull yourself out and you can get into that sacred observer position. That is the part of you that is in non-judgment about what's going on with yourself or others. And then you can get into that higher consciousness frame of, excuse me, sacred observer. You can actually look down at the you who's going through what you're going through. Big release work on my case last week, going through what I'm going through, my sacred reserve looking down on me and being disassociated with it. So that way I'm able to get a little bit better control of my emotions, or I can at least see what is happening quicker and easier. And then here's what's really, really cool. If you continue to do this higher consciousness work, you can also, while you're here and you're being the sacred observer, you can also take another aspect of you, which is your higher self, your spiritual aspect, and you can pull that out and you can actually have your higher self looking at your sacred observer, looking down on you. That's actually called double disassociation in NLP terms, right? And what happens is when you have your higher self looking at the sacred observer, looking at you, or your higher self looking at you, then your higher self can be in that space of total love. That is the divine spark, the divine blueprint of you, the piece of you that is made of stardust and is part of the collective field, that all loving, all knowing piece of you. You can look down at the you that's down here, and you can do so with such compassion and such self-love. And when we can do that, we can stop ourselves from going into those negative cycles and those negative loops. And then we can actually use the positive tools, the positive, psychology tools, the awareness tools, the mindfulness tools that we have to be able to release those negative emotions and be able to pull ourselves back into that higher vibration, that higher state of being that makes us feel better, that helps us be a beacon of light for others. That really is the true calling of the empath and the light workers today, which is to stand in our light and radiate our light outward so we can be a voice of centered, calm, peaceful love and compassion for the universe. That really is our highest purpose, you guys, as empaths, is to be that tilting, that factor, that almost like the seesaw, right? The seesaw of good of evil, lightness and darkness, to be the seesaw where we hold space for love and light, so that the seesaw doesn't go all the way down. We need to keep that. It's the tipping point. It is the 0 point of creation when we can usher forth this new way of being for our world that we want to do. Okay. So that really is what the cosmic influence is, why they are important to you from a very big picture level, all the way down into an as above, so below level. Okay. Okay. Let me look at my notes again. Okay. So let's go back to alignment, right? What is alignment? Six planets are coming into alignment this week. Great. Alignment. So perfect, on just a simple TikTok version, 15-second video, alignment, get into alignment. Okay. And more of an hour-long live stream. What does that actually mean? Okay. Alignment is when your deepest level values are lined up with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Alignment is when your deepest level values are lined up with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And they are lined up in a way that gives you forward, positive movement in your life. Okay. That's really what alignment is at its core. It is, it's funny because alignment is talked about in the higher consciousness community, and it's talked a lot about in personal growth circles. Like values are talked a lot about in personal growth circles. Okay. And I actually believe that it really is the crux of the spiritual higher consciousness teachings. Okay. I think that, we do a lot of self-growth on our work in order to feel better. We want to feel better. We want to heal ourselves. So then we can do our work helping others heal. We can't, you guys, I've come to it a long time ago. I don't heal others. I don't. I provide a safe space and energetic support and energetic knowledge and wisdom, teachings and knowledge so other people can do the work they need to heal. So I look at it as I'm just a cruise director on your journey. That's really all I am. I like to call myself Julie on the Love Boat. You know what I mean? I'm like the cruise director of Julie. When I'm doing work with my clients, what my job is to hold that safe, sacred space so you can do the work you need to heal. Okay? Because you know your deepest level values. You know what is important to you. And you know that when you get rid of the gunk and you don't get triggered by those things and you get better control over your energy field and you get a better control over your emotions, things don't affect you as much. And then it's easier for you to live those deep level values. It's easier when we know what our values are. It's really easy to know what we need to say yes to and what we say no to. And here's the thing I have really learned in my years of life and doing this personal growth and development work. I need to say no a lot more than I need to say yes, because I used to be a people pleaser and I used to say yes to everything. And then I was overwhelmed and I wasn't able to effectively deliver on a lot of my promises because I didn't stop and take stock of what my values were, what I wanted, and I was way too influenced by what other people thought and what other people wanted. And through this work, I now put myself at the center stage of my life and I understand what my values are. So that way, when I say yes to something, I'm living in alignment with my values. So are you guys getting this? Like, are you understanding where I'm going with this whole teaching today? I hope you are. Okay. So let's talk about it. Okay. So your deepest level values are also where your morality lies. Okay. We talk a lot about childhood trauma, childhood woundings, the crap we got from our families, the yuck and that kind of stuff, the things that we need to heal from. What we don't often talk about this world are the things that we were taught as a child that are positive and that we still carry with us today. Those are a lot of our deepest level values. So as a child, you might have heard things like be true to your word, or show compassion for other people's troubles, or love conquers all, be kind, those kind of things. You might have really heard those things as a kid, and then they really resonated with your soul. So because they resonated with you, they became a deep level value. Compassion might be a deep level value. Love for others might be a deep level value. Non-judgment, what else? Integrity, morality. I am not going to intentionally hurt another human being. That is a deep level value. Okay. So when you know and you live by your deepest level values, you can better avoid outside distractions and the noisiness of our world. Okay. Why is this important? It's because there's a purpose to this noise. The media, those who are in power, monetary power, a lot of things. Again, I don't really love conspiracy theories. Okay. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means. And when things are talked about in the collective, there is always an element of truth in them, good and bad. Somewhere in the middle, life is a seesaw. So there is energy, negative forces, darkness, other energies out there at play that understand that the more we can say distracted, right? The more we don't understand what our deepest level values are and live by them, the easier it is to get us off kilter, the easier it is to keep us out of our light. And so, so as light workers, we need to be in our light. As human beings, we need to be in our light, right? Forget about the great big purpose of being a light worker and a way shower. Embrace that if you want to. And if you don't, and you just want to live a happier, healthier life, just focus on the positive. Focus on what your deep level values are. Okay. So that is the thing. When we listen to that small, still voice within ourselves, we make the right decisions. Our voice is our inner knowing, and it is our ultimate truth. And so when we can do these things, we can build habits that support us. We can build a life we love. Okay. Now, bringing that all back to the planetary influences, because trying to go full circle with all of this with you guys is that knowledge is power. Okay. When we understand who we are, if we identify as a highly sensitive, if we identify as an empath, if we identify as a light worker, way shower, a healer, any of those things of what we want to do, a person who just wants to radiate our own light and bring others into our sphere, right? We can even make it that simple. When we can understand on a big picture level that we are a spark of the divine, we are here in human form to be a spark of the divine so the divine can experience itself through us, which means scientifically, we are all made of stars, which means if we are all made of stars, we are probably influenced by what the heck is going on by the planets. And if we can understand what the planets are doing, we can be informed of how those energies are helping us, how they're supporting us rather than hindering us. Remember, I'm always one that talks about how Mercury retrogrades are something that are in the memes, but really Mercury retrograde happens to make us slow down. Our technology is expeding so fast and things are exploding so quickly that when our technology goes awry, that's actually a good thing. It causes us to slow down and be human again. Okay. So Mercury retrograde can be a really cool thing. You can work with the energies of Mercury retrograde, which by the way is still in retrograde, but I think it's going direct today or tomorrow. So, we will be back on that thing again. Okay. So that's really what I wanted to talk about is the planetary alignments. Now, the only other thing I want to tell you is this week, the planets are also being supported by Venus. And, Venus is the goddess. She is the love goddess. She is the nurturing energies, and she is the divine feminine. So in my worldview, there is, a mother god, a father god, a god, a goddess, you know what I mean? Like whatever you want to call it, it's masculine and feminine, and it's the divine aspects of both. And when our world really, really changes is when we accept the feminine as powerful. We accept the feminine leadership. We accept the fact that rather than warring of the masculine, that compassion and connection and community is the way forward. So the masculine and the feminine can come together. That's when we can truly heal this world of ours. And there is a timeline, there is a possibility of really, really being able to heal this world of ours. And here's the deal, you guys, the key is us. It's those of us who have these sensitivities, recognizing our power and our gift, and recognizing that by loving, speaking out, coming together, having a community like Magic Mondays, that we are empowering ourselves and others That's how we help the world go to this timeline. Okay. So that's the message. And it's making me cry because of the energy of that. That's really what I wanted to share to you this week. And so, with the help of Venus, with the help of your divine feminine, the help of the goddess this week, you can harness these really, really, really powerful energies, and you can get your values, your thoughts, your words, and your actions in alignment this week. Okay. It's an awesome thing to do. So that goes back to what I wanted to tell you about myself. When I looked at my vision board, I realized that I'm about 95% in alignment. There's a couple of things I'm out of alignment with right now in my physical health and some things that I want to do. And I checked, I went in to see if it's garbage, if it's gunk, it's limiting belief, it's childhood or whatever. And really, it's just habits. So one of the things could be the hardest part is just maintaining healthy habits. So I'm back to the healthy habits. What does that mean for me? 64 ounces of water a day, making sure I'm taking my supplements, and I'm making sure I'm taking my female hormones regularly and consistently, so I'm getting my sleep, so I'm getting my rest, nourishing my body in a good way, throwing the chips out, you know what I mean? Get rid of those, because I started having too many chips and a little bit too much chocolate in my house, and it's not serving me. Those are just bad habits, okay? That's not self-sabotage. That's not gunk. That's just some bad habits. So getting my health back in alignment. That was the one area on my vision board that I looked at, because I'm more than halfway through. That's like, oh, okay, it's time to course correct. The planets are always moving around. They're always changing courses. So time to course correct. Okay. It's really as simple as that. Okay.